Well, what I say to them is CBP's out there every single day, and we're going to do everything we can to prevent, dangerous things and dangerous people from coming into the country, consistent with the laws of the United States and treating travelers with dignity and respect. Yes, sir.
Marijuana is legal in Canada now.
Right.
Are you seeing more coming across the border, or are you catching more in your statistics?
No, we are not seeing any significant increases in marijuana importations. Last year, or when marijuana became legalized, there was a big concern that we would see significant increases. We haven't seen any of that.
What's your reaction just to the amount of fentanyl that's on people that we know about?
Yeah, it's overwhelming to think that such a small amount of fentanyl, that substance, can do so much damage to people. Kill that many people, and ruin people's lives, and not only they're losing someone's life, but the impact that it has on their families, their communities, in the United States. Because we have this huge opioid crisis that's going on right now.
Director Perry, you started off your remarks saying that 2019 was an especially busy and challenging year.
Right.
What would make 2019 different?
Well, what makes 2019 different is, we had, certainly the work that we do here locally, and you see the outcome of that work. But also, CBP is part of the larger U.S. Customs and Border Protection. CBP in Detroit is part of the larger CBP national enterprise. So we have to support CBP operations in other parts of the country. And it could have been the humanitarian crisis, for example, that we saw last year on the southern border. We also respond and assist with national disasters that occur. So the confluence of all those things made it a challenging year. And then we had a government shutdown too, during that period of time. So a lot of challenges. But I will say this: the men and women of CBP, despite all those challenges, they rise to the occasion. They're dedicated and professionals that do their job day in and day out, regardless of what faces them.
What will you do with all this stuff?
These items, many of them will be, after it goes through the legal or judicial process. It'll get most of it will get destroyed. Some of it, depending on what it could be, like, let's say like clothing and things like that. We have procedures to donate some of that clothing to people after making sure the intellectual property rights holders are okay with it, and obliterating any of the violative stuff. So most of it will get destroyed after it's used in court.
People might get a bit of a giggle out of the Kylie Jenner makeup or the AirPods. What's the significance of those?
Well, the significance of these intellectual property rights kind of violations, these counterfeit products, is you don't know what's in them. So there could be dangerous, chemicals and things in them that, some, poor unsuspecting person, would put on their skin, and they could have an issue. And I'll use, I have an example that's probably a little more, definitive. We seize a tremendous number of counterfeit airbags. So imagine an airbag in your car that's a counterfeit airbag. And so if you look at the impact of a counterfeit airbag, for example, a counterfeit airbag going off is like a bomb going off in your face. So these counterfeit products, not only do they pose a potential risk to the public, but they also assist in supporting the financial resources of criminal organizations. Because these resources, these funds that are generated by these counterfeit products, in large part go to support criminality that exists throughout the country and the world, and also terrorism.
Are the smugglers disguising themselves as family members, regular people, just trying to process most of the commercial drugs?
A lot of this is, what we're talking about is commercial, but CBP, we see it all, and we've seen it all. So whether it's someone that might appear to be an unsuspecting family, a commercial truck driver who makes numerous crossings that we see, we are searching for that proverbial needle in a haystack in over 18 million people that we see in the state of Michigan. So we have to be on guard. We have to know our officers are highly trained and have to know how to do their